The Part-4 start back in the forest. The strongest of Yujiu's pets have left. Red Fox has traveled to a near mountain while ancient Emperor Alligator has enthralled a Swash on the other. And White Beast is still a dumbass making KN King's tutor duties of pain likewise. Birth of the Spirit Gravestone Delve is still ongoing and progressing duly. Yujiu still not satisfied with his current position is trying out his chops. He notices that his Willow Wind blade fashion is still lacking and as similar he decides to position it up spending elaboration points. He executes his plan how still the fashion despite being stronger is still very stamina consuming. Taking a small break he opens up his status window literacy that all his chops have reached position except the main box. Thinking this to be one of his precedences he decides to upgrade it but he's stopped in his tracks when the cost is revealed to be 100,000 points. Unfit to go this he upgrades his fog skill rather doing so he creates a huge dragon of fog who scares KN King and Feng on level. The fog can now also transfigure into anything the regulator wants. Impressed at his new strength Yujiu claims he will scarify King using his new capacities. Thanks to this study he realizes he hasn't seen King in a long time making him wonder if she's each right. Suddenly a bright ray of light emerges from within him to probe this incident. He snappily checks and finds the king's spirit has started to break through. He theorizes that her fusion must have worked. He feeds her life substance to progress the pace. Meanwhile at the Institute Ling is also given mana monuments by the preceptors to help her evolve. Thanks to the combination of both these effects King emerges successful. She meets with her master revealing she has used the centipede as an armament. Now Yujiu also tries to scarify King with the fog dragon but she's perplexed and fluently deals with it revealing she has grown stronger physically and mentally. Also she has an advantage against similar visions thanks to her internal element. She also suggests that he should place a spirit gravestone as the fog dragon's core which will make the beast significantly more important. They try it out and it works like a wonder. In addition King states that she has commodity to show Yujiu nearly in this world an army is fighting a losing battle. Indeed the stationed aircraft tanks and bullet launchers feel to be fully ineffective as the dogfaces relentlessly hold out staying for the Freedom Federal's mounts. They ultimately realize that they were no way coming and the adversary causing all this chaos and mayhem is a giant coral grouser that transcended rank unfit to do anything. The soul dogfaces helplessly die in battle as the displaced people watch the battle in pure horror. On the other hand King tells Yujiu to shoot one of his pet falcons to a specified position. She claims that she wants to hand give commodity to her and so he agrees at the specified time and place a falcon. Meets with Link after they interact for a bit. She gives the falcon a spherical object as told. The pet brings this item to his master who is also confused upon seeing it. As he fiddles around he finds a switch and presses it. This opens up the cylinder revealing a shifted ant on the point of death. The Spirit King suddenly visits Yujiu telling him that this ant is the result of millions of failed trials. She adds that this is largely prized and the only reason she has this is it doesn't have much longer to live. Upon opening and seeing this little monster's status bar he finds numerous absurdly strong capacities given to the ant by these trials, calling this a blessing in disguise. Yujiu tells King to not worry as with the help of his powers and chops he can ensure that this shifted ant will not die. Moment he also proceeds to feed the ant some dilutive life substance which instantly heals it back over. In addition the ant also manages to evolve into a shifted gold ant upon getting his energy back. And some further the ant attacks and Yujiu responds. Seeing this monster move he becomes impressed at the size and strength of this critter no bigger than the win of a hand. Suddenly the beast kneels thanking his savers and wanting to follow them until his death. Yujiu becomes more impressed that this ant at position has gained the precognition capability when White Beast at position is still unfit to do so. Yujiu names this ant Sparky giving him 5th rank amongst his generals and orders it to cultivate his power in the delve. On the other hand ancient Emperor Alligator is hunting when he suddenly starts evolving. This triggers humans and they snappily shoot out a small Air Force battalion to lemon this beast. During this commotion still Yujiu is unconscious to all this and is still playing around with the fog dragon dread participating his mortal slaves. In just bare moments a large number of fighter spurts and copters completely fortified to the teeth reach ancient Emperor Alligator's position getting illustrations on their target. The commander of the troop seems to be deeply troubled. She claims that this monster is bigger than indeed the splinter centipede they encountered preliminarily and it would be insolvable to prisoner or indeed kill this monster. With only the Air Force labor force as similar she orders the deployment of long-range dum-dums as well as a legion of super beings. Suddenly all of their cameras stop working and they stop getting illustrations. On the other hand King informs Yujiu of this development claiming dozens of colors and aircrafts have been transferred out. Shook to his core he asks how his position was discovered as he states that the ancient Emperor Alligator is not someone so careless. She reveals that it happened due to the monster's elaboration. Only this time his trouble position is put on max understanding that the spiritual institution has fallen into complete disarray. After chancing his pet, he wonders why an ancestral mutation is causing so important commotion while the splinter centipede, which was stronger, didn't. Suddenly King leaves, stating that Ling is presently on buttress and will soon be stationed as well. Realizing that Ling and ancient emperor alligator might have to fight each other, Yujiu orders his flock of falcons to help him recoup his pet alligator back. He indeed allows them to destroy the aircrafts if any of them get in the way of his orders, and so the flock incontinently heads out back to the ancient emperor alligator, who is presently facing an rush of security, and snares the colors plan to learn the beast in a specific position where the super being battalion will land and stay for it. The troop's commander claims that if this ancestral monster isn't dealt with right now, they will have an indeed bigger trouble laterally on in the future. But ancient emperor alligator does not take all the attacks laying down, and in response launches a many boulders towards the incoming bullet, creating a bank screen. Using this occasion, while his adversary is unfit to see, it also throws jewels directly at the aircrafts, causing a many to come crashing down. Seeing this display of quick-wittedness, the dog faces wonder if this monster has acquired wisdom. The beast in the meantime tries to escape the battleground but fails to do so due to his foes dropping losers on him. Ultimately, the ancient emperor alligator reaches his limit, eventually decelerating down and getting an easier target to hit as he faces off against this monstrous force. All that goes through his head are the studies of his cherished master, who he wishes would come to save him, entering major damage. Ancient emperor alligator has now come fatally wounded, but he still refuses to go down. Quietly, sluggishly, the colors start to run out of security, and ultimately they get down to their last remaining ball just as the troop commander is about to issue her command to end the battle. Her adjunct starts to beget a commotion, screaming and revealing that there feel to be multiple shifted monsters approaching on the radar. Also, all of them have a fairly high power position. Nevertheless, the Air Force is unfit to get images of these monsters. This speed of these brutes is too high. These monsters are of course Yujiu's falcons, who have arrived just in the nick of time to save their comrade. The troop commander informs the dogfaces and aviators of this new development, but indeed in malignancy of this, the aircrafts have no way to keep up with these monstrous falcons. As similar, the Air Force labor force snappily starts dropping like canvases, going down one by one, losing contact with all air units and publicizing the target to be missing. The commander deems this battle as a failure for them. Link, who's watching this battle from the sideline, types a shriek of relief that her companion will stay alive. One further day back at the headquarters, someone manages to uncover a single frame where the falcons can be seen. From this, they identify the species of the falcon literacy, that they are elite position Nimrods. In addition, they all were at position, and the current air units would prove to be pointless in front of them. This information leaves everyone with a bad taste in their mouth, as the same question goes through everyone's mind: how do we beat them? On the other hand, ancient emperor gator and the falcons manage to escape the humans and snappily return to Yujiu's side. Along with them, all the rest of the pets except Red Fox also gather there. He announces the incidents to everyone, uncovering the events which unfolded. Suddenly he sees some movement, chancing a mini jibing airplane to be present as similar. He instantly destroys it. After the explanation, he starts to examine ancient emperor alligator's cuts and injuries. Upon seeing them, he claims that humans are using special armor-piercing pellets, and so the pets should avoid fighting using their bodies. Seeing the damage, Yujiu also becomes nonplussed at how dangerous mortal technology really is, stewing the munitions which might beget temporary palsy or similar other goods. Suddenly, alligator pulls out a snake egg as a present for his master, revealing that the acid of this egg will awaken ice element talent. Meanwhile, the troop commander is reviewing the footage from their jibing airplane and finds everything veritably suspicious. She claims that they've to probe this forest, as it could be a niche for shifted beasts. She orders her men to mark this area as a peril zone and start covering the area. This is all done in order to ensure that the ancient emperor alligator doesn't escape this mountain and is killed.
That's it for today. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.